Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. And today we're going to be reviewing episode 4 of Moon Knight, entitled The Tomb, that's coming to you from Disney Plus. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Episode 4 of Moon Knight, The Tomb. It should be called The Tomb Raider. Am I right? Am I right, LADI? You know what? I've been wondering if this was going to be an Indiana Jones adventure, and I'll be damned if they didn't do an Indiana Jones adventure in the middle of a superhero thing. We got Marc/Steven depowered because Khonshu is now a little chess piece. He's a little stone chess piece, and Khonshu needs to be freed, and I'll be damned if Steven isn't running the body. And we've got Layla has his back, but the cult of Ahmet, they're trying to get her too. It's all but a bunch of stuff is happening in this, and also, like I said, we got a tomb. So, Lottie, what did you think about this episode?
Probably my favorite episode, honestly.
I agree.
And a lot happened in this episode. A lot happened. Like, there's a lot of talking points of what went on with the inner monologue of both Steven and Marc loving Layla, and Marc being very territorial, even though it's his body. They're the same body. It's not like they're cheating.
But isn't it though? It's not. He's not the same person.
Yeah.
Steve. This isn't like This is not. It's not a situation where it's the same person. It's a different person.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what's that movie where the two friends switch bodies and one of them is married and one of them isn't. It's totally cheating. But either way, this was. I love this episode. I like it. This is my favorite episode so far. I love the Indiana Jones Tomb Raider style of things, and my God, if you don't love Layla at this point, something's wrong with you. She's the best thing, like for real. I can see why Khonshu wants her. For an avatar.
Yeah.
She's so
Definitely
good.
can see it.
I want to giving shout out. I give shout outs every time, but I got to give shout outs to what's her name? May Kalawami. That's her name. Who plays Layla? She's just so good in this. I love the fact that she has to internalize that these are two different people she's talking to, and the way she interacts and talks with Marc is different than the way she interacts with Steven. And there's a moment when they're out in a tube and Steven's like, "Wow, will you look?" It's like, "Wow, look at her." It looks. He says something like that, and she's thinking he's like talking about her, and that look on her face, I was just like, "Ooh, somebody likes somebody." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I loved it. She is literally my favorite character in this whole show. I could watch a whole show with her tomb raiding. So what do you think about there are some supernatural elements in this, like a very serious bit of supernatural element with the I guess the guy or whatever that thing is, mummy thing that was eviscerating and cutting people up.
Oh yeah. Like when they added that, I was just like, I gotta remember, after watching the last episode, where the last few episodes have been very grounded in Moon Knight, you have to remember that this is a supernatural, show, because we have to admit the last few episodes they've been very low budget when it comes to the supernatural stuff happening, and they brought it back, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot this was an episode where the first episode, this Anubis hound dog was chasing him throughout the mall. I mean, not the mall, the museum. I have to remember stuff like this can easily exist. So you snap back into reality and you realize, oh yeah, okay, this makes sense. Then the whole thing of they have to figure out that it was in Alexander the Great's throat, basically.
That and that was awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
I knew exactly when he said, "Who?" It's like, "Who the heck is this? Is it Macedonia?" I was like, "Oh shit, is that Alexander the Great?" And I
yeah,
was like, "Yes, that's." I was like, "That's cool as hell." Um,
yep,
that like just little stuff like that. The way the tombs is sort of set up. Um, Steven is like totally useful. Like in the first episode, you're like, this guy's useless. He's like Mark's just gonna be like behind with, but no, Steven's completely useful. And I think part of why Layla likes Steven is that he's a little she's reminded a bit of her dad, who she clearly misses very much. And speaking of, we got a little bit of truth about how Mark may have been involved in her dad's death, which is something I pretty much predicted. I figured that's what was
oh
going
yeah,
down, but it was still seeing her, kind of go at him over that, and then immediately they're like, "Forget that. We got bigger fish to fry." Um, to see Harrow's his whole little cult thing, like it's so weird for someone to be so dangerous and murderous to be such a benevolent dude. It's just so strange. I think Ethan Hawke is doing a great job as
yeah.
Harrow. But we got to talk about, dude. We got to talk about the big kind of mind screw job that they were
Mm, yeah. They put him in a Tsukiyomi, man. Like infinite
doing.
Tsukiyomi.
Because I thought when he got shot, I was like, oh shit, Jake Lockley is about to come out and just murder everyone. But we didn't get that. Instead, we got, like you said, we got an asylum, like a white asylum that looks like it could be real, but also looks like it's fake as hell.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're like, is this real or fake? And I'm like, well, I mean, there's Egyptian sarcophagi, so probably it's fake, but
Yeah.
it looks real. The shit looks so real. So we have to wonder, like, how much of what we've been seeing is real and how much of it is fake. And sometimes people are like, oh well, it must be all fake. Well, what if only some of it is? You know,
Hmm.
I kind of love that this multiple personality thing, and we haven't seen all the personalities. They didn't open that other sarcophagus to see who it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, and that was the crazy part. Like
And
when I was watching it, I was
mhm.
like, "Oh shoot!" So when he opened up the first, I was like, "Okay, that's Steven." Then I saw the third star because I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the third personality. That's
I
definitely
was wondering which one it is. That's the thing, is we don't know who that is,
yeah,
but they are trying to get the hell out. And this could be like this could be. Remember that we've watched another superhero ish thing, and Glass, and not Glass but Split. And remember in
hmm
Split, there was no telling. There was so many of them. We didn't know who. Some of them. One of them was a murderous, animalistic person. The other one was a psychopath. So
yeah,
we don't know how many of these characters, or personalities are in there. Um, and what about that reveal at the end? Which I'm almost certain that that's Ahmed.
oh yeah, that is definitely Ahmed. And when she said hi, I rewinded it like 5 times because it was so freaked out.
It was funny. No, it just completely unexpected. Up to this point, we're like, who is this evil ass goddess that Khonshu's trying to stop? And she's just like Valley Girl. I'm like, okay, and a hippo. So it's this is such an interesting episode. I think what put it over the top is, again, for me, the Tomb Raider Indiana Jones elements, and
Hmm.
just Layla being just awesome, and then of course that big old mind screw at the end. I
Yeah.
loved it. This is where I wanted the show to go.
Yeah,
So
I completely agree. I love this episode. By far my favorite of all the episodes of Moon Knight. It had the action, the horror, and the comedy. I mean, it's everything I wanted in a you know what I mean, in an episode.
yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for next episode. So we only
Yeah,
got
me
two to
either.
go. Got two to go. So anyway, what did you guys think about this episode, and what did you think about our comments? Why don't you get down to the comment section and let us know what you're thinking? Of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter, and we'll chop it up. Get ready for that next episode. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining us. Come back next week when we review episode 5. Till then, I have been Mode Poupe, your resident fabricant and commentator extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend LADI. We'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.